Hey Urban Village, I'm Josh Lee, and I'm the new church planning intern at the Wicker Park campus. This Sunday at all of our locations, we're going to be discussing the topic of sadness. For some of us, we come from church backgrounds or family philosophies that told us that sadness was a bad thing, that we were just supposed to think positive thoughts or push that down and ignore it, or to count it all joy when we face trials of various kinds. However, in the text that we're going to be looking at Sunday in Psalm 88, we're given a very different outlook on how sadness is handled by the psalmist David. He really pours out his heart in anguish and lamenting his true thoughts and feelings and emotions to God. And God can handle it because He's a big God. And He knows our thoughts even before we speak them. So why don't we just tell Him what we're really feeling and thinking? This is what Jesus did in the garden, is it not? When He was praying before being arrested and taken to the cross, the Bible says that He prayed so hard that He was sweating blood. He asked God 3 times to take this burden from Him, and then the final time He asks God to just help him accept whatever His will is, to give him the strength and the grace to do what God was calling him to do. And that's exactly what I believe God calls us to do with our sadness. It's not to forget it or to ignore it, but it's to embrace it, to bring it to Him and ask Him not so much to change His mind in the midst of prayer, but to change our hearts to accept whatever His will is, to change our hearts to have strength to endure and to persevere through the sadness and the pain, and for God to meet us in the midst of it. Join us this Sunday as we ask the question, what are we to do with sadness?